All right, guys, thanks for tuning in to Super Obvious. I am B Diz, the rock star.
I am Werds Illah.
And yours truly, Mr. 4.0.
In this episode, we're talking about Power, Season 6, Episode 2, entitled, Whose Side Are You On?
That's right. Whose side?
I'm on Ghost side.
Oh.
The show opens up with Tommy getting his car pretty much towed away after it got shot up.
Shot the hell.
Super
glad.
shot up.
I'm glad.
Swiss cheesed up.
I'm glad. I just wish he was in there, though.
Oh, God, we're getting right to it.
Right
Getting
to
it.
the shits.
We see that Ghost came back to check the scene out to see if Tommy is dead.
That's a brave. What did I say?
What?
I was like, his name is Ghost, so I guess he feels like he's a ghost.
Right after that, Ghost is talking to Jason and the Serbs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. And Jason is basically telling him, like, you know, I know that you think that this is gonna go the way you want, but it's not. How did he actually get to the point of what he came in there for? What did he?
Oh, he tells him that he wants $100,000 every other week,
He wants that guapo.
I'm getting a little loopy here, guys.
and the money is so that Ghost doesn't get retaliated by Jason and the Serbs for what he did.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. Yep.
Oh, right after that, we have Tommy who gets dropped off by a Uber driver. I
Yo,
guess.
and the Uber driver was calling
He's unsatisfactory with the.
and the Uber driver calls him Slim Shady and Marshall. I mean
Marshall.
Eminem and Marshall. Yeah, that was funny.
And then he goes on the phone with Tyreek talking about I want him to get negative stars rating, negative stars. Oh man! After that, we go to Tyreek and his roommate. The roommate introduces him to someone that wants to cop something from him.
Yes. And that's when he's like, yo, what are you doing, man? Get out. Tells him
Like,
to
I don't
just
even
get
know
out the
what you- I don't know
room.
what you're talking about. Get
Yeah.
out.
So he tells him to get out of the room, and he tells what is his friend name? Brad, I think, something like that. Some regular ass white name. All we know is that he's telling him, don't do that. You know, you're never gonna do that. It goes through you. So here, he gives him the drug. Tell him, yo, you sell it and come back to me with the money.
He told him, yeah, he said sell it, keep 10 off of it, and
Yeah,
give me the
exactly.
For each sale, keep 10 and give me the money back.
Yep.
We have Ghost that meets with Proctor, and they talk about the new U.S. attorney and the Tommy incident, and Ghost shooting the hell out of the car up.
Yes. And he basically comes to tell him, and he's like, well, actually, you know what? It's probably good that Tommy's gone. I know I'm gonna sleep at it. He's like, that's my brother, though. He's like, well, I would feel pity for you, but you did pull the trigger.
There's a knock on the
Yes.
door when Ghost and Proctor are talking, and Proctor gets served by his ex-wife.
Yes, served by his ex-wife, because that's what he's trying to tell him. Like, first he's Proctor's telling him we'll get Tasha, and he's like, that's not an option because we just had our first arbitration hearing for our for our divorce. It's not looking too good for him at that moment. So he's telling him like, yo, do you want to go through with this? Like, this is what you're gonna go through.
Next scene, we have Tommy talking to his crew about how everyone thinks he's dead.
Yeah. And that he needs to remain dead.
Dead.
To everybody's knowledge, at least.
I don't remember all their names, but one of them pulls a gun on the other one when
Ooh,
they're
I
like
think his
telling
name
each
is-
other what to do.
That guy's, what is his name? He was fucking with 50.
I know
a lot.
he's we can call him SATs. That's what we
Yeah.
Yeah.
We call him SATs.
He said he got a 2270 or something.
Yeah.
After that, we have Angela's sister, Paz.
Pause, yeah.
She's in the office, and Sax comes in and talks about the autopsy, and that conversation isn't actually the most smoothest.
Yeah, because he was
No.
talking about
No.
Say the
how they
least.
put a freeze on her and her
benefits.
benefits because of everything that everybody that she was claimed to be like associated with criminally.
Because what did they say? She hadn't gone forward with the witness that she had.
Yeah.
She had claimed she was going to go forward and being a witness, and since she didn't, now they're tied up in limbo, basically.
Yeah.
Next scene, we have the terms for the divorce between Ghost and Tasha.
Yeah, the arbitrations. Oh
Yeah.
man, it got heated because she just right out said, "I want half."
But
Give me half, Eddie.
But by law, when you sign a prenup, it doesn't matter what other offshore accounts the person has. You're not entitled to any of that money.
She signed it, and that's basically what they said.
Any of that money.
Because of that, she says they're gonna fight it. That's what her lawyer's saying, and
If I ever get married again, sign a prenup.
yeah.
Sorry, ladies.
Then they meet out in the hallway by the elevators for a
Yeah.
second, and that was an intense exchange for a second about. Well, he was telling her that he needs her to come with him to the funeral for Angela.
So it looks like, basically, why would a man that killed Angela show up to the, show up to her funeral?
Yeah.
Basically shows that an innocent man would do that. He really did love her.
Oh, next scene, we have Sax talking to Proctor's ex. and seems like she wants a job. And he says, based on your history, no fucking way.
Yeah.
Basically.
The deal was if she gets a signed recommendation stating, you know, from him, she'll get the job. But in return, she has to bug Proctor by putting Proctor, you know, y'all know what I'm talking about. By putting a bug on their daughter's book bag, so that way he can hear whatever conversations that, even though it's illegal, but you know how the government do, y'all.
It's illegal when that stopped them from doing anything.
Nope.
Never.
Next scene, we have Tommy and Keisha talking. They talk about getting rid of the gun. And when it comes to, you know, Tommy and Ghost beef, what effect that would have on each other's, like, people that they know and love and their families.
Yeah, and Tommy basically says something like, yeah, I know he's got to go, but, you know, I just can't see doing that to Tasha and the kids.
And Keisha was like, fuck
what?
them. Fuck them.
Did he think about that when he was shooting up your car?
Yep.
Some cold shit, guys.
He didn't think about us when he was shooting up your car.
And he was like, good point. You know, he gave her a point for that.
Right after that, we have a knock at the door. Keisha thinks it's the cops.
But guess who?
Should have been the cops to shoot Tommy.
Oh, God.
Not Keisha though. Not Keisha. This time.
Just Tommy. She tries to come inside the house. Keisha does not.
She just slams it. She said, "What did I say? Don't come back," and slams the door in her face.
Should have seen the look on Tasha's face before she had the door slammed on it.
She basically said after that, "Don't fuck with the St. Patrick's. We're done with it." And that's when Tasha texted Tommy, was like, "What the fuck?" And then Tommy was like, "Sorry, we'll meet up tomorrow."
Oh, there's also that one line at the end of the scene that Tommy talks about Keisha about the little white drug that makes people rich.
Yes, yes. He's like, come on, I'll tell you a story about a little white drug that makes everybody rich.
Oh man. Oh, next scene we have Ghost in Tyreek's room. He's sitting on the bed. Tyreek comes in, starts saying a whole bunch of mean shit to Ghost, and Ghost's eyes just tear up.
Yes.
Like his eyes teared up almost as much as they can without the tear dropping.
Yes, because he says to him, he was like, okay, just tell me who died.
Is it mom?
Tyreek, what? He's like, is it mom? Is it Uncle Tommy? And then his eyes start to water up even more. And then they basically have the exchange, and he tells him, yes, I killed Tommy, I killed him. And he's like, why? And he's telling him, well, you know, apparently he tried to, I found out he tried to kill Angela, but he was actually aiming for me. So he did kill her, and I found that out, and so this is what it led to.
Next scene, we have Tommy playing video games with Cash, Keisha's kid.
Yes. Yeah.
And he gets a phone call or makes a phone call.
Yes, and guess who it is? It's Tyreek. And he's telling him, like, you know, what just happened. His dad was just there and tells him that he's dead. And he's like, so what's going on? So Tommy breaks it down to him, basically, you know, well, maybe we're not family anymore, you know, thought we were, but, you know, some things have happened. And he asks him, did you kill Angela? And he says, yeah, I did. He's like, well, now you got the drop on him.
When Tyreek calls, he says, what happened to the Mustang? Tommy says, he got shot up. And Tyreek's like, was it my dad? He told me he killed you. And Tommy was like, yeah. After that, he said, did you kill Angela? He said, yeah. He said, but who were you aiming at my dad? And that's what Tommy says, yes. And basically Tyreek was like, well, he thinks you dead, so you got one up on him. Just hit me up when you're ready to take him out.
Next scene, we have Tate, who had just given a speech. It's interrupted by an angry man.
Bald head.
That's what I'm calling him.
Yeah,
that's what I'm calling him.
He's like 6'5", bald head angry man from the project.
Yeah, prior to that, there was that little exchange with him and Ghost, and he's telling him he doesn't want to hear, he doesn't want to have
going down in your
nonsense.
shit.
I've spent the last 18 hours getting this speech together. You know, I don't want any of your trickery or nonsense to try to pull me out of this. He's like, no, you're good. And then they get up there, and Ghost takes over when that big man, angry man, comes in.
That's what it says in the notes, man. Yeah. After that, Tate and Ghost are still at the club. They start talking about a few things. He asks if he knows who killed Angie, and Ghost does not say that it was Tommy.
Yes.
Yeah, and he specifically is like right in Ghost's face and says, I'm not gonna be a part of the sinking ship.
Yes.
Tate is he's just like any other government official. And got his hands in a lot of bullshit. Yeah, y'all know that.
He knows what's going on with Ghost. He knows that Ghost is not clean.
Because they both from the same hood. They both from the same block, basically.
Next scene, we have Tommy and Tosh in a car. They're talking. He's telling her about what Tyreek told him.
Oh yeah. So it's an intense exchange, and she's basically like, yeah, we just had our first arbitration hearing, and you know, he's trying not to give me any money. He's like, well, you know, if you ever need anything, you know, you can just call me. She's like, well, I thank you, but you know, we wouldn't be in this if it wasn't for Ghost. You know, he needs to whatever. So they basically had the exchange about, does Ghost even need to be alive anymore?
Because basically, if Ghost was to die, her and the kids are the beneficiaries, so she'll get the money anyway.
Exactly.
And then Tommy was like, so you down with this? And then that's when Tasha was like, I don't know yet.
Hey guys, what happens after that? He tries to light up a blunt, right?
Yeah. And what happens is they're actually inside of a fucking car show warehouse. Like there's just like 6 cars and there's people walking around looking at them. He's like, oh shit, I forgot what we were.
Next scene we have Paz going through some of Angie's stuff where she finds the phone
At her house, at her residence.
She finds the phone that Angie had, and she texts who at the time we thought might have been Ghost.
Yes.
Yeah, but
it ended up being a phone that they also
It was Tasha.
Tasha had.
You knew it was Tasha.
Well, I knew it wasn't Ghost because her and Ghost talked directly. She originally got that phone for Tasha so that way they could get Tariq out of the mess that he was in.
That's right. That was the burner phone for
that was the burner phone
that
for
they
that.
had for each other. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I'm a true fan.
So she found that, and you know, basically, she's going through it, and then that message that she gave to her, like I said, what she ends up, it's Tasha she's texting.
Well, right after that, we go to the court where Proctor and his ex are having a custody hearing for the daughter.
Oh god, and she's going in like she knows her shit. You know what I'm saying? She's calling him out for his affiliations with criminals and all these other things that he's been involved in.
Well,
And
I mean, he's a lawyer.
You know, but she's trying to bring it to light, like, you know, you guys don't know the kind of people that he's around, and she's like, that's why I'm saying maybe that's the reason why he doesn't need to have the kid.
They start bickering back and forth, and the judge makes a call like, hey, we're gonna talk to your daughter, and I'm gonna hear it from her mouth who she wants to stay with.
Yeah, and so she gets in there, she's like, I'm Judge Waters, and she tells her, like, I want you to kind of have a decision, what do you want? And they kind of have, the Proctor and his ex-wife or whatever, they go back and forth for a while, and then it just starts to make his daughter uneasy, so
She starts
he's like,
crying.
ah, God.
She starts crying.
He goes like, okay, fine, we'll do, you know, split custody or whatever. Does that make you happy?
Next scene is Paz meeting with Tasha.
That's when we find out that's who she was texting.
Yes.
Is actually Tasha. They meet each other and she's asking her about the situation. Like, what is this? What's going on here? So why were y'all even contacting each other? I thought y'all hated each other.
Tasha says, you know, we had our differences, but we settled them, and she basically bailed out. You know, she bailed me out. She looked out for me.
Yeah, she helped out.
And then that's when Paz was like, well, I'm going to the cops. And basically
basically-
Tasha was like, if you go to the cops, everything that's on this phone, I will hand over to the police, and it will basically mess up your sister's legacy. She won't get her benefits or anything. And then she basically says, if you help me, I'll help you. Think about it. And she walks off.
While she's walking off, Tasha texts Tommy.
Yeah,
I think it was.
Yeah,
and,
she texts Tommy basically saying
Oh,
that
did you
Angela's
know-
sister is involved.
Yeah,
and
did you know
we
her?
may need damage control.
Yeah, that's what she said. Yeah, that's right. But as she's walking away, she hits, what's her name? Blanca Rodriguez stops her and basically interrogates her again about, thought you said the last time that you saw Terry Silver, because she sees her earlier in a scene or whatever. She's saying, I thought you said that you didn't see him, but at the hotel was the last time you saw him. But we see that you pinged at his apartment as the last time that you guys actually were near each other. So what's going on? And she's like, well, if you want me to say it, I was fucking him in the garage. So
I was fucking him in his garage. I didn't want to say anything because I was still married.
Yeah. So,
And then the look that Rodriguez gave her, like, oh, okay. Yeah, cool, whatever. Next, we go to Tommy, who is about to text Tariq, but then stops. And Tommy sees Ghost, and he's about to attack him when Tommy's ass gets snatched up with the quickness.
snatched up
By the
real quick.
Surge, by the Jace.
Yeah, the Serb snatches us up real quick, and then he comes and drops him in the office, and the first thing they take the bag off, he's like, what the fuck, Jason?
Could have taken him out right there.
He's like, yeah, well, I saw it different now. I changed my mind.
He said if you kill him, it's going to bring a lot of unnecessary heat on that I don't need.
And Tommy says, if Ghost finds out that I'm not dead, I'm fucking fucked.
Fucking fuck.
And he basically like, you can pay me for extra protection, but if you late on any of my money on my product, I will
Allow Ghost basically
The
to
protection on Tommy is off.
it'll be gone.
Next, we have Tosh and Ghost talking about Silver, and she
And
kind
they're-
of realizes that
in Ghost's apartment because he kicked her out.
She realizes that Ghost is responsible, and she wants to know if he did it or where the body is. And
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
And,
he's still trying to keep up the lie, you know.
she threatens to talk if he doesn't pay her.
And he was like, "What the fuck? I can't. I already got paid all my money to Jason, so I don't get killed."
Yeah.
And she was like, "That sounds like a me problem."
And as she's walking away, he agrees.
I'll basically out you if you don't do this. And he's like, you wouldn't do that. She's like, try me.
This little 3LW got some heart. Man.
3LW.
Next is a quick scene. It shows Tyreek and his roomie. They have a bunch of money. He seems really excited about it. He lets Tyreek know that a girl wants to meet him.
And if he
She's
doesn't
gonna
meet, she's gonna
snitch.
snitch. Yeah.
So he's like, okay, I guess I'll have to meet her.
Yeah, next scene we have Tommy and Keisha. They seem really happy. They're celebrating. He buys her a gift,
The Chanel bag.
which is a big ass bag that looks expensive as shit.
Yeah, they are. Chanel is very expensive.
It's everything seems cool for a second, but then she kind of like realizes like, well, hey, only one person knows that I wanted this bag. She's like, and that's Tasha. Were you with her? Is that why you weren't answering your phone?
And he was like, "What you have to understand is there's some things that I can talk to her that I can't talk to nobody else about."
Well, I don't want to hear that. And you're going to take this bag back. And then she kind of, I guess, she kind of like,
She seduced him.
yeah, you know, she changed her way, her tone basically said,
Kissing on him.
no, we can talk about anything right now.
Buckle his pants.
Yeah,
and
she's
all
like,
that
and I'm
good
keeping the
stuff.
bag.
He said,
He said, "I'll buy you 2 more of them."
he said, we're gonna talk about taking your clothes off.
Yeah.
That was definitely an important line.
That was pretty cool.
I want to take his clothes off. Fuck you, Tommy.
Next we have Tariq, who meets with the girl that wanted to see him. He explains that he knows who she is and kind of starts talking about her like, you don't have money for tuition, your cell phone's probably cracked, your shoes are probably worn to shit.
Yeah. Yeah. He's like, is your laptop even gonna make it to graduation?
Yeah.
After he does all that, he offers her a job.
Yeah, basically. And she's kind of like, oh no, this is the kind of thing we're supposed to not be doing. And he's like, well, look, I'm telling you, I can give you more money for half the time.
And you'll have more time to study.
Come on now, it's a no-brainer.
And he's like, if you change your mind, you know where to find me.
He was real smooth.
Yo, he's like a little
I
kingpin
swear
in
it was
the making.
The line was, he said, yeah, I don't know, that means you have more time to tell other people how to live their lives, because it seems like you're pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was good. Next we see Tate, I guess in his office. He's talking to one of his associates and the angry man comes in and it seems like he wants to
Remember that guy.
it says it in the notes.
You ain't gonna do shit.
The guy's upset saying, you know, about how the system is and, you know, whatever he doesn't like about it. Tate said he's actually working on fixing that.
Yes. Basically, he kind of introduces the idea to him, like, you know, you say you know ghosts, so you're from the same place, right? So how would you feel about maybe, you know, I don't know, looking into seeing some of his associates and what he might be up to, what he might know, you know? Could you see yourself doing something like that? And he's like, well, are they paying American dollars?
He's like, well, that sounds like a yes to me. And they shake
And then
hands.
the good exchange comes after that.
They shake hands,
Really good
and then after that, his associate or his marketing manager was like,
Whatever.
"What are you doing?"
Derek?
Yeah,
he was like,
Derek.
"What are you doing?" They said some words, exchanged or whatever, and then all of a sudden, Tate just beat the shit out of him.
Oh, you hit him with a 2-piece real
Yeah.
quick. One to the gut,
But that's all
one
you
to the
need.
face.
Right to the face. It happened because what did Derek say? He was like, I know too much about this
Yeah,
kid.
he's like,
you're
you can't
not gonna
fire.
fire me.
Oh no, that's what it was. That's what it was.
Yeah,
'Cause
what
he-
set him off?
He
That
said no,
that?
because he said, how the fuck did he even get in there?
Oh, yeah, you're
that's
supposed
your
to watch
job to
my
keep
back.
him in there. He was
Yeah.
like, I can't keep up with all of that. It happens. And he's like, what are you gonna do? Fire me? You can't fire me. I know too much about you. And that's when that's basically.
That's when he
Tate-
gets punched in the stomach
Yeah.
and he gets punched in the face.
He's like, oh no, I'm not gonna fire you. I'm not gonna fire you. And then he just punches him, and then he's basically telling him, well, it's gonna be a late night, and so you know, when you get up here to be with the big dogs, you know what I'm saying? Pick your nuts up.
He
Pick
told
your
him
nuts
man
up,
up.
like,
Told him man
man
up.
up.
Next scene we have Ghost with a keychain in his hand.
It's that little whale.
That's baby
keychain,
girl. I think that was baby girl.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Raina.
Right after that, he's all dressed up, looks in the mirror, and his hair is not on point.
It's kind of like off a little, guys. Like there's like a little Gumby going on.
Yo,
What that was.
the man got a lot going
It was
on.
like
You know
a
what I'm
little-
saying? He got to pay the Surge. He got to pay
It
Tasha.
looked like he probably got
Like
hit on
his
the top
son,
of his
like his
head,
son
and
not
there was a
fucking with
bruise.
him. You know what I'm
There was a
saying? He in
bruise
that
right
big ass, he in
there,
that
so
big
that-
ass condo by himself. He just lost Angela. Like he just lost his best friend. Like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Players slip up sometimes. You know, like cut the man some slack.
Next scene we have Paz at the service for her sister Angie's funeral.
Yeah, this was probably the
That was
maybe
at the
wake.
funeral home,
So it
probably.
was maybe the wake. or something because the viewing. You know what I'm saying? Like they do before a funeral. They just had the casket and nobody else was there yet. But yeah, that was they basically come in there and tell her that it's been taken care of, all the expenses and everything that need to be taken care of. And she's like, well, is it by Jane St. Patrick? She said, no, that's not what the name is. So she kind of like lets down a little bit, and they're like, oh, take as much time as you need.
Yeah, because she finds out who it was, and she
sits down and she basically texts the burner phone that she had between her and basically Natasha now, and texts her and said thank you.
And then took the phone and buried it.
Put it in the casket.
Yeah, and buried it.
And said, your secrets will die with you.
Next we have Ghost thanking Tasha for coming to the service.
What did she say? She's like, I didn't come here for you, basically. You know? That's not what this is about. They're standing there, and what is it? Sax and I don't know the other DEA agents. The Hispanic dude that he's talked to for a second.
Oh, that part.
They exchange
the one that has custody of Dre.
Yeah, he's telling him she got me the situation set up for Dre to become the #1 witness in the Jimenez case, so I could close that out. But now that she's dead, you know, he might recant and not want to take that chance. So, you know, please keep your mouth shut. Don't fuck this up, basically.
A little bit after that, we see some of the service, and you see Angie's casket being like carried to where it's going to be buried.
I was crying too.
And we saw
I was crying inside.
On the inside, yeah. We see Sax talking to Tamika, and they also talk about, do you know who killed Teresi?
Oh yes, they discussed that.
Was like,
he's like, well, you know
who killed.
Yeah, we all know who killed everybody.
They killed everybody.
A little bit after that, we see Ghost and Tasha show up.
Ghost and Tasha.
Yeah, he was like the nerve of this. He said the balls of this guy.
Yeah, the balls of this guy, man.
And a little bit after that, Tommy shows up.
It's even more real. Because now Ghost is like, what? I didn't know he was here. Did you know he was alive? And he sees him, and she's like, yeah.
With a smirk on her face.
I did.
And then he had like this. He had, you know, Ghost's face. He's like,
he had the ghost face on.
Yes. Yeah. Oh man.
I was mean mugging with him too. I was ready. I was ready for him to lock and load.
Laughed out loud.
They Ghost and Tommy start going back and forth. They just the stare that they give each other.
I'm gonna stare you to death.
Oh my!
You want to mind wrestle?
We should have just pulled a pistol out and shot him in the way.
And
then went back and killed Jason and everybody else and Tasha.
After this part, they kind of start. We know the show is kind of coming to a wrap. We see a quick segment with Ty meeting with the girl that's gonna work for him.
Yes, basically they ended by playing
chess.
Yep.
After that, we see Proctor's ex putting the tracker on the daughter's book bag.
That's right.
That happens. After that, Tommy gives Keisha another present.
Some earrings this time. Yeah.
Yep. After that, we have Ghost talking to Jason about Tommy. He wants to kill Tommy without having any kind of problems. Jason agrees with the condition that Ghost has to stay in the drug game, which Ghost does not want to do.
Yes. He's like, well, that's the option you have. You either do it the way I'm saying, or you don't. You know. So he's leaving it right there, cut and dry.
Ghost need to go ahead and just kill everybody.
That's not good, man. That's horrible.
Nah, just kill it.
Oh no, that's what he says to him. He's like, but if not you, then who? And then we cut to the finals.
The best part, and I'm gonna tell you why after we tell you.
Well, the spoiler is we don't get to talk about Dre's dressing this time.
His hair though.
But the hair game.
The hair game.
Got the cornrows.
Oh. And he had the side shaved off and shit. That shit was like
I'm not talking, but look,
crispy.
I'm not gonna talk about another grown man's cornrows and stuff. But for him to be in protective custody, his hair is still on point. So thumbs up. That's all I'm gonna say.
He's told that he'll be testifying tomorrow.
Donovan comes in, Agent Donovan comes in and tells him.
But this is after he finds out.
Yeah, he just saw it on the news.
Dead.
He's in there doing his push-ups, you know, trying to get right. You know what I'm saying? Like Dre does.
He finds out Angie's dead. As the scene goes off, you see Dre sitting down in a chair, like with that,
looking like he's deep in thought of what he's
I'm
gonna
about
do
to
next.
make that move. I'm leaving. I'm about to take my baby girl. I'm about to leave. And I hope that's what he gonna do. And I hope he take Tommy ass out too.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Yeah. He has no reason to go after Ghost because him and Ghost, they may not fuck with each other, but they kind of squash their shit. His only other enemies is Tommy and his old crew.
We'll see, guys.
But that's all, folks. But yeah, guys, I'm Beat is the Rockstar, part of Super Obvious.
I am Words Illah.
I'm Mr. 4.0.
And this was Power Season 6, Episode 2, entitled Whose Side Are You On?
Peace.
All right, in 5, 4, 3,
2, 1.
Action.
You're never supposed to say 2 or 1.
Whatever. Who cares?
Bloopers.